So continuing on with explaining turning forces, the moment of a force depends on both these things. So it depends on both the size of the force, and it also depends upon how far away it is from the pivot. The pivot or the turning point is sometimes called the fulcrum. And you would see that with, an acting with a pulley. Okay. So the fulcrum or the turning force can be a knife edge. It can also be seen in the axle of a car wheel. We can see a pivot on a hinge of a door. And we can also see the corner of an object where you can prise it away from the surface that it's on. So we'll have a wee look then at our formula. So the moment of a force is equal to the force multiplied by the distance from the pivot. So M for moment is equal to the force multiplied by the distance. Sometimes you'll see that that is the perpendicular distance. And perpendicular means it's at right angles. Okay, if we just add in then our little memory aid of our formula triangle, we know that the moment equals force multiplied by distance. So we have our moment, we have our force, and we have our distance. And just always remember that this is the a triangle really just gives you as a memory aid. There are 3 different things here that we can find within the formula triangle. So for instance, if we're looking for a moment, we multiply force by distance. If we are looking for our force, then we will divide the moment by the distance. So just be aware that you need to state which formula that you'll be working on to get that mark. So down here we have force and distance are at right angles to each other. Okay, so that would be where we would have this perpendicular action of the distance. So if this was a pivot here, we have our force is working downwards on it of 5 newtons, and this is our distance of 0.5 meters. So the force is always measured in newtons, and that is a capital N. Our distance is measured in centimeters or meters. So the moment, that unit, is newtons slash centimeters or newtons slash meters, depending on what has been given in your question. Sorry, I'll just change that. It's Newton centimeters and Newton meters, NM or NCM. So we'll have a wee look and give a few examples of calculating these moments.